Let's talk pandemic recovery now, and I'm joined by Dr. Pradeep Philip. He's lead partner at Deloitte Access Economics. Pradeep, thanks so much for your time. I was very interested to read your analysis recently that it's time to overcome complacency and remake Australia's economy before our luck runs out. Fundamentally, your analysis, Pradeep, is that our economy is not as strong as we think it is.
That's correct, Kieran. Our economy has relied on luck and it's created complacency. We've had a good run off the sheep's back, off the boom in China, but the world has shifted. Our complacency has meant that we haven't realised the potential of new sectors, of new ways of doing things. And we can see that in our productivity statistics. You know, labour productivity over the last 30 years averaged about 1.5%. Over the last 5 years, just 0.5. Multi-factor productivity, the combination of labour and capital, averaged around 0.5% over the last 25 years, now down to about 0.1. We've got to shift this, and we've got to move into new areas of competitive advantage and build on our existing strengths. And that's really important, especially as we come out of this pandemic.
Pradeep, I was interested to read where you said we are at risk of a tyranny of distance once again. Explain your thinking.
You know, Kieran, as we've seen the pandemic evolve, we've seen global supply chains broken. And we're seeing global supply and value chains being rebuilt on a regionalised basis. And now here we are on the doorstep of the fastest growing part of the world, Asia, and we've got to get our foot in the door. We've got to build our business-to-business relationships into the value chains and supply chains of this region and other regions globally. And so culturally, we've got to get more aligned. We've got to build business-to-business links into the diverse economy of Asia. Otherwise, we'll be left behind. And it's in that sense that the tyranny of distance can hit us again.
And a more sophisticated economy, you argue, also has a great opportunity, genuine opportunity across a range of sectors, some low-hanging fruit, like feeding the world, for example, is a good place to start. Absolutely,
Kieran. Two key things to our sophistication. One is how in businesses and industries we play up the value add chain. And the second is how do we build our connections and relationships globally? And if we think about the ecosystems that matter, feed the world, we are living on the doorstep of the fastest growing region in the world. And as income rises, we know that people move up the nutrition scale. So if we think about agriculture and our food business, how do we think about that into new markets to the north of us? Let me give you another example. Space. We have a great opportunity to not only launch vehicles into space, but it's the satellites and the data that comes from it that gets used in sectors like agriculture, mining, manufacturing, transport. That's where we'll see great value and productivity. And let me give you one third example, decarbonisation. We're having this big debate at the moment, but what is extraordinary is our ability to export decarbonisation to the rest of the world, to be the energy superpower. And we've just done some analysis that says that in the Asia Pacific, the opportunity of getting this right in terms of climate could see the Asia Pacific region get an economic dividend over the next 50 years of some $47 trillion US. Now, we've got to play into that. We've got to have a seat at the table and get our fair share, and that is a great opportunity for the Australian economy.
So from the big picture to a bit more immediate, should we be worried about this spike in the jobs numbers today, Pradeep, or would you expect into 2022 that things and the recovery will see that number drop once again?
We're seeing the effects of the lockdowns of recent times, and we know we're coming out of that. We're moving into an era where vaccination rates are driving economic growth. And so we expect the economy, particularly in the December quarter, to be coming back and into next year. But there is still a lot to be done to build sustainability into our jobs and our growth for the future.
Deloitte Access Economics leader and report author of that analysis. It's time to overcome complacency. Dr. Pradeep Philip, thanks. Appreciate it.
Great to be with you, Kieran.